Hi, I'm David Caraccio with the Sacramento Bee. This is our Be My Guest series where we spotlight our favorite home features, and we're elevated above 39th Street. This home was built in 1912 and it's gorgeous. It has a beautiful deodora cedar tree out front shading the front yard. We're going to go in the back where you're going to see a gorgeous patio garden that you'll want to kick back in. So let's go. This stately home was part of the Mother's Day East Sacramento Garden Tour that benefits David Lubin Elementary School. The garden tour is an opportunity to get a sneak peek of gardens in the Fab 40s neighborhood. The home's owners are Mike and Cindy Leathers, who have cultivated a large living space. Notable features are the pergola with a fireplace and the raised beds with a variety of tomatoes and vegetables tended by Mike. Not to mention a fabulous pool.
Welcome to our house. We moved here from San Francisco in 1983 and looked at the home. It was for sale for maybe 5 minutes and loved it immediately. So we moved in, and my parents came up to visit after we had moved in with our new baby, and my dad said, "Why did you buy such an old house?" So then we started to realize the ceilings were cracked, the windows had dry rot, and we started the remodel and lived in really the downstairs kitchen for, well, probably 8 or 9 months with the baby in front of the refrigerator while we replaced all the windows and took all the old wallpaper off.
So what came first? You're looking out in this blank backyard, and what did you do first?
There was absolutely nothing here. The home was built in 1912 and no one had done anything in the backyard. There was an old lean-to garage that was here. We tore it down, moved, put a new garage there, and put in a patio and pool, and that was our start.
We've had 3 different iterations to the backyard.
Okay.
The initial one was for the kids.
Okay.
So we had a play structure and some weavy sidewalks so they could ride the little tricycles.
Okay, kind of where the pool is here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And a drinking fountain, they could drink water, and so they really had a great time in the backyard for them.
Yeah.
And then when they got older, then we changed some of the concepts of the backyard.
Okay. And so was the beautiful brick patio first, or the pool?
I think we worked our way from inside to outside. So I think we put French doors on the back. All open, a lot of windows, and then we worked, as you say, initially with the patio, so we didn't have a 6-foot drop.
Yeah.
And then we
added
got some,
the pool?
like I say, some assistance and help, and started laying things out.
Yeah. So the beautiful French doors, 3 of them, which is
Opened up the house.
All the time, opens up the house, real kind of the seamless indoor-outdoor feel, and then. You have the dining area, the outdoor dining area, then the pool, and then are we working our way back to the structure here?
In 2000, we added this back porch and remodeled the kitchen and added a master suite upstairs. That was a pretty big remodel in 2000. We moved out for 18 months. And then we moved back in, and we still didn't have this. It was just an area we never really used. It had a gazebo. I don't think I was ever in it in 25 years. So we said, let's just flatten it out. And this was 2 years ago in 2020. And we hired a designer and flattened this out and built a fireplace and a shade structure. So that was 2020, and then COVID came, and it's been great because we couldn't go out anyway. So we've just really enjoyed staying home.
I love gardening. And my background is that I grew up in Woodland, and my dad was a rice farmer, and then my mom was a phenomenal gardener. So we grew up rice farming with my dad and learning about the outdoors and production of rice. And then my mom had 3 green thumbs. So I love all the plants, but my passion is clearly our vegetable beds that are raised beds here. And tomatoes are my favorite. I tried to grow the vegetables in just the regular beds on the surface of the soil, but the raised beds are really a trick. And then we have basil and some other vegetables here in the raised beds that make for good eating for 6 months out of the year.
Okay, we're standing in front of the pergola, which might be my favorite spot, except it's getting pretty hot, so maybe the pool's becoming my favorite spot.
We looked at a lot of pictures, had a designer help us, and built the shade structure. Didn't want it to be solid. We wanted some light to come through. So we have a filtered light with new furniture. And my favorite piece is the coffee table, which is a teak root, a teak, the tree, in a large root, and we've oiled the top of it. And other than that, it's just natural. The fireplace was not initially in the plans, but then when you're up on the patio, it's nice to have a focal point, something to look at when you're up on the patio. So we put the fireplace in and centered it on the pool, sort of a focal point of the yard. At that point, after that, we built the shade structure around it with the brick pillars to continue the brick pattern. And we raised the top of the pergola a little bit above the brick so that it didn't feel so heavy architecturally. So it's been a nice place to gather. We have had some parties here. We had an engagement party a year ago for our daughter and her fiance. And then we had a really fun brunch for them in September after the wedding. So we've already had some fun family events here.
I'd like to thank our hosts, Mike and Cindy, for letting us be their guests. Hey, thanks for watching. If you are enjoying our Be My Guest real estate series on YouTube, please like, comment, or subscribe below. And if you have a home feature you'd like to share with viewers, hit me up on Twitter or send me an email. Thanks.